This is what we call the Devil's Triangle. We have a tree stand there, tree stand here, and a blind here. So no matter what wind, we can hunt this food plot. Hi, I'm Mike Schmid with Intrepid Outdoors. This week, Adam Hays joins me at the ranch for the opener of the archery whitetail season in Wyoming. Well, I was really looking forward to the 2011 archery season this year at the ranch, at the Solitude Ranch up in Devil's Tower. We had a pretty good lineup of some pretty cool guests coming out. We had Mark Drury with Drury Outdoors is going to hunt with us again this year. We had Kevin Gross and Lance Parrish, two former Major League Baseball players coming out. Also with that group that week, we had a couple guys with Mossy Oak, Stephen Bush and Hunter McCool were two videographers with Mossy Oak, and they were filming actually two of my family members, Joe Schmid and Warren Hatcher, hunting on the ranch this first week of season. And then the last person we had out was Randy Birdsong, who is one of the hosts of the new television show on the Outdoor Channel, Headhunters TV. Another thing that I was really excited about this year is we had, this past spring, during turkey season, we had some folks come out with the Whitetail Institute, and they helped us build a mineral program for our supplemental feeding, and then we were going to also use some of their new food plot mixes this year. And I had been getting reports from Frank and the guys at the ranch that the stuff was looking good, and I was really anxious to see how the deer were going to act with that Whitetail Institute seed mix once the cool night started in September. Well, we're back in one of our favorite setups here on the ranch. Back in over the same Whitetail Institute food plot that Bob killed his buck in again here a few nights ago. We know there's a couple good 10-pointers in here in that Big 12. Our wind is good again tonight. It's cool tonight. It's been raining all afternoon, on and off. So it's a nice cool evening, and wind's good, so we're gonna try it again. We were in here last night, had a few does and small bucks come in, but no shooters. So we're kind of hoping tonight maybe they'll show up.
I tell you what, I can't think of too many places that I'd rather be for the opener of the whitetail season than on the Solitude Ranch in Devil's Tower, Wyoming. You know, between the scenery, the wildlife, I mean, there's just deer everywhere on the Solitude Ranch. And to be with some good friends to start the year off, I couldn't wait to get out there and meet up with Mike Schmid and Bob Lott and the rest of the Intrepid team. You know, Mike's always got a lot of great bucks running around on the ranch, and I couldn't wait to sit down with him and take a look at the trail cam photos of the deer that we had to choose from this year. And I tell you what, there was no shortage of quality bucks to chase.
Intrepid Outdoors is brought to you by Ameristep, quality hunting products. Limb Saver bows, absolute precision. Blind Turtle, hardshell hunting blinds. Crossman air rifles, take it outside. Replay HD cameras, life's in HD, replay it. Cap Pack, elevate your storage. America, free and independent, protecting our rights to access public lands.
Welcome back to Intrepid Outdoors. On this week's segment of America Free and Independent, we're going to be talking about Wyoming, which is a Delaware Indian word meaning mountains and valleys alternating.
What a perfect definition for such a beautiful state. On this week's America Free and Independent, we'll take a closer look at the cowboy state and how much energy it produces without interfering with any of the nature within its borders. Wyoming is truly forever west. Its 97,818 square miles of towering mountains, vast plains, and high deserts only speak loudly of that fact. About 50% of this spectacular scenery is public land administered by the U.S. Forest Service and Bureau of Land Management, otherwise known as the BLM. Wyoming is rich in natural resources like coal, crude oil, natural gas, uranium, coal bed methane gas, and sodium carbonate, also known as trona. In fact, Wyoming has the largest deposits of trona in the world, supplying the globe with 25% of its trona needs. Wyoming also has the largest known deposits of uranium ore in the United States. The state is number one in coal production in the U.S. and is home to the largest coal mine in the world. You also might not know it, but Wyoming is actually our country's second largest producer of natural gas and the fifth largest producer of crude oil. Then there is the agricultural side of Wyoming. In total, 1.4 million cows call Wyoming home. The state is also the second largest producer of wool and stock sheep and lamb in the country. Furthermore, the state also produces tons of hay, sugar beets, corn, wheat, barley, and beans every year. One might think with all this industry like mining, drilling, exploration, and agriculture, Wyoming would have a negative impact on the area's wildlife. That simply isn't true. The reality is that Wyoming is teeming with some of the most prolific big game herds in the nation. Whether it's moose, elk, bighorn sheep, mountain goats, mule deer, or pronghorns, the cowboy state proudly provides sustainable habitats for 600 species of wildlife. And with more than 230,000 acres of standing water and 20,000 miles of rivers, creeks, and streams that hold salmon, trout, and warm water fish, this amazing place we call Wyoming is proof that humans, industry, and wildlife truly can and do coexist.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's segment of America Free and Independent. And remember, our public lands must stay open. The citizens of the United States have the right to use and enjoy these beautiful lands and their valuable resources.
First day of my hunt, I took the morning off to do some scouting, take a look around, see what was going on, take a look at the food plots, the alfalfa fields, did a lot of glassing, decided on a location, got a stand hung, and I tell you what, I was pumped to get out there for the first night of my hunt. I knew I was going to have to tweak my setup a little bit the second day. It seemed like most of the deer were out of bow range. The ones that were in bow range, they got within 60 or 70 yards of the field, and it was a mad dash to get out to the alfalfa. So the plan was on my second afternoon to go out and move my stand. I wanted to get back up in the woods a little bit, back in the corner of the alfalfa where it seemed like the most of the bucks were entering the field. And that second afternoon, I headed out to find a better spot for my second evening of the hunt.
Well, Adam Hays wasn't the only one who needed a change in his setup. After hunting the same tree stand for 3 days, Bob Lott and I decided to move to a food plot we call the Devil's Triangle. The Devil's Triangle is set up with 2 tree stands and a ground blind, situated in such a way that no matter what wind conditions we encounter, we can still hunt the food plot.
Intrepid Kids is brought to you by Whitetails Unlimited, working for an American tradition.
Hey folks, I'm Keaton Stevens. I'm out here with my cousins Brandon and Micah. We're out here in LaBarge, Wyoming, and we're at our uncle's house hunting cottontail rabbits.
Are you ready, Brandon?
I can't cross things.
Can you find them in the scope?
Good shot.
One down. Okay, ready when you are. Low.
Low. Did you see how low?
About 6 inches low. There you go.
Well, we spotted some rabbits right over there. We're gonna go see if you can get one.
All right, you know what to do. Slip up to the front corner of the truck, take a nice rest, and where do you aim?
Right in the eyeball.
Right for the eyeball. Yeah. All right. Right in the eye. Yeah.
What you got, Mick? I got bunnies.
You got bunnies?
Yeah.
Were you bunny hunting with brother?
I always cherish the outings I get to spend with the younger members of my family, and passing down the traditions and knowledge that were passed down to me is something that I hold close to my heart. That is why America's wildlife needs America's youth.
This segment of Intrepid Outdoors is brought to you by Whitetail Institute. Research equals results.
Welcome back to Intrepid Outdoors. Just before the break, I had just set up in an Ameristep ground blind overlooking a food plot we call the Devil's Triangle. This was the 4th night of my hunt, and it just so happened it was also my last.
Gushing blood, it looked like when he hit that fence line. You drowned him, man. This stuff is just amazing. It's easy to plant. It's good stuff. We're in an area of the country that nobody does this kind of stuff. Not to the degree we do. They might have a little barnyard or backyard plot. But we're putting in about, I don't know, 30 of these food plots around the ranch. Anywhere from an acre to 2 acres. It's a very dry, arid region of the country. We only get about 16 inches of annual precipitation a year. And this stuff grows, and grows well. And these deer love it. We are shooting deer right and left over this stuff all season long. Some of the best bucks, consistently the best bucks we've taken on the ranch, are right in the middle of these food plots.
Alright, well, it's the second night of my hunt here in Devil's Tower, Wyoming, on the Solitude Ranch. I set up last night watching this alfalfa field behind me. Saw a bunch of good bucks. It seemed like all the deer, as soon as they got within 50 yards of the field, it was a mad dash and they came running by me and I just had no opportunity for a shot. Everything was just too far away of running, so came in here this afternoon, set the stand back up in the woods up this little draw about 80, 90 yards off the field's edge. A lot of the bucks came through this spot last night and came out in the corner of the field, so we're back off the field up in the timber a little bit, back in the shade. We'll see what happens, but if it works out, we ought to have about a 20-yard shot. These deer are coming down this trail in this little draw right here, so we'll see what happens.
This segment of Intrepid Outdoors is brought to you by Conquest Scent Sticks, makers of Evercalm Deer Herd Scent.
Welcome back to Intrepid Outdoors. Before the break, Adam Hays had a nice mature 10-pointer beneath his tree stand. Let's see what happens.
Okay, I'm on the ground. Let me go walk out to the field. I'm pretty sure I heard that buck go down. Oh, what a beautiful buck. Another great deer on the Solitude Ranch here with the Team Intrepid. 3 camera angles, filming it myself. I mean, that's that's a challenge in itself, but what a great buck. Second week of September here, Devil's Tower, Wyoming with Team Intrepid on the Solitude Ranch. I got a great Black Hills whitetail to take home with me. What a way to start the season off.
I mean, it looked like a really good shot. He ran out here and was kind of getting weak, but he did jump the fence and headed into the canyon.
Right there, bro.
Yep, that's it, man. We got him.
Look at there.
Nice big mature 9-pointer. Oh, what a beautiful buck. I swore I wouldn't say that because everybody does. But I don't know what else to say. He's awesome. Oh, man. Look at that deer.
What's your guesses?
196. He's 187. 196.
197.
Ah! Everybody wins by a pound. Winner.
I attribute the success of our hunts this season on the ranch to our partnership with the Whitetail Institute of North America. By doing soil tests, introducing new food plot mixes, and establishing a mineral program, we have not only improved the quality of our land and deer, but also the quality of our overall hunting experience.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Luminoc. Always know where your arrow goes.
To follow us on our fearless pursuit of hunters' rights and adventures, check out our website at intrepidoutdoors.com. And while you're at it, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. I'm Mike Schmid, your host for Intrepid Outdoors, and make sure you set your DVRs or tune in for next week's show.